Hello guys, myself Engineer Amul Gadde, lecturer from the Department of Civil Engineering, Praveen Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology, Bhinder. So today I am going to give you presentation of third chapter, that is latest tool and equipment of the subject emerging trend in civil engineering of 6th semester. This particular chapter is for 14 marks, so very important from your exam point of view. So let us start with chapter. The very first equipment that we are going to see are survey equipments. Modern surveying tech instruments provide faster and more precise surveillance than conventional instruments. In conventional surveying, chain and tape are used for making linear measurement, while compass and ordinary theodolite are used for making angular measurement. Leveling work is carried out by using a dumpy level and leveling staff. With such surveying instruments, survey work will be slow and tedious. Hence, modern surveying instruments are becoming more popular and they are gradually replacing old surveying instruments such as compass and dumpy level. With modern surveying instrument, survey work will be precise, faster and less tedious. So let us start with various modern surveying technologies. Very first one is LIDAR. LIDAR, which stands for light detection and ranging, is a remote sensing method that uses light in the form of pulsed laser to measure ranges to the earth. This light pulse, combined with other data recorded by the airborne system, generate precise three-dimensional information about the shape of the earth and its surface characteristics. A LIDAR instrument principally consists of a laser, a scanner, and a specialized GPS receiver. Airplanes and helicopters are the most commonly used platform for acquiring LIDAR data over broad areas. Two types of LIDAR are topographic and bathymetric. Topographic LIDAR typically uses a near infrared laser to map the land, while bathymetric LIDAR uses water presenting green light to also measure sea floor and riverbed elevation. LIDAR, which stand for light detection and ranging, is a remote sensing method that uses light in the form of pulse laser measure to the earth. As it turns out, the accuracy of the laser ranging is actually one of the most accurate components in the whole system. Although airborne LIDAR system may not be this accurate, as it turns out, the error contribution from the laser ranging is by far one of the least significant sources of overall error. LIDAR is a surveying method that measures distance to the target by illuminating the target with laser light and measuring the reflected light with a sensor. Differences in laser returns become wavelength can then be used to make digital 3D representations of the target. The days of it on the ground surveying with conventional surveying equipment like GPS, total station or levels for topo collection of 5 to several thousand acres is fast becoming a thing of the past. With the revolution of a series system, thousands of acres can easily be scanned in the day. The surveyor still needs to be present to locate subsurface utilities, but all visible information can be captured with the LIDAR and extracted in the office. The least expensive way to get started is to use a ScanLook Revolution. It's small, light, and affordable. Its geopositioning uses only L1 S-bus, so you cannot get centimeter level results directly, but this can be improved using a few control points or an external positioning device, that is reuse your GPS equipment. If you can afford a bit more money upfront and want to avoid using controllers frequently, then the screen lock a series is right for the job. It can get centimeter level result using only L1 by L2, GNSS and post processing. Combine affordable LIDAR capture with some good software for bare earth classification to remove the vegetation, and you have a topographic mapping system that will change your business model. This is the scanning made by lidar, a picture of scanning made by lidar. The scanning is of forest. Next one is scan station. For many as-built and topographic survey, laser scanner have already proven to significantly reduce field labor to traditional methods. Scan stations, 2s jump step increase in pulse scan speed further slashes this cost. Field labor is now as little as 1/5 of that of traditional methods for many projects. It adds long range scanning of more than 1 kilometer to the well known features such as high speed, excellent data quality, HDR imaging, check and adjust, ease of use, and ruggedness. Dramatically faster scanning also lets user collect data in tighter time windows, reduce time spent in hazardous locations, provide projects result faster, collect even more complete data, squeeze in additional surface requests from client. This is the instrument used named as scan station. The next system is global positioning system. GPS, that is global positioning system, which stand for which is a radio navigation system that allows land, sea, and airborne users to determine their exact location, velocity, and time 24 hours a day in all weather conditions anywhere in world. GPS systems are extremely versatile and can be found in almost any industry sector. They can be used to map forest, help farmers harvest their fields, and navigate airplanes on the ground or in the air. GPS systems are used in military applications and by emergency crews to locate people in need of assistance. Global Positioning System, that is GPS, is developed by US Defense Department and is called Navigational System with Time and Ranging Global Positioning System, or simply GPS. For this purpose, US Air Force has stationed 24 satellites and an altitude 20200 km, that is 20,200 km above the Earth's surface. The satellites have been positioned in such a way at least 4 satellites will be visible from any point of Earth. The user needs a GPS receiver to locate the position of any point on ground. The receiver processes the signals received from the satellite and compute the position, latitude and longitude, and elevation of the point with reference to the datum. The surveying and mapping community was one of the first to take advantages of GPS because it dramatically increased productivity and resulted in more accurate and reliable data. Today, GPS is a vital part of surveying and mapping activities around the world. When used by skilled professionals, GPS provides surveying and mapping data of the highest accuracy. GPS based data collection is much faster than conventional surveying and mapping techniques. Reducing the amount of equipment and labor required, a single surveyor can now accomplish in one day what once took an entire team week to do. GPS supports the accurate mapping and modeling of physical world, from mountains and rivers to street and buildings to utility lines and other resources. Features measured with GPS can be displayed on maps and in geographic information system, that is GIS, that store, manipulate and display geophysically referent data. Governments, scientific organizations, and commercial operations throughout the world use GPS and GIS technology to facilitate timely decisions and wise use of resources. Any organizations or agency that requires accurate locations, the information about its asset can benefit from the efficiency and productivity provided by GPS positioning. Unlike conventional techniques, GPS surveying is not bound by constraints such as line of sight visibility between survey stations. The stations can be deployed at greater distances from each other and can operate anywhere with a good view of the sky. Rather than being confined to remote helitops as previously required, GPS is especially useful in surveying coast and waterways where there are few land-based reference points. Survey vessels combine GPS positions with sonar depth surrounding to make the nautical chart that alert mariners to changing water depth and underwater hazard. Bridge builders and offshore oil rigs also depend on GPS for accurate hydrographic survey. Land surveyor and mappers can carry GPS system in backpacks of or mount them on vehicles to avoid rapid, accurate data collection. Some of these systems communicate wirelessly with reference receiver to deliver continuous real-time centimeter level accuracy and unpretended productivity gains. This is geo global positioning system. Next one is geographical information system, that is GIS. A geographic information system is a system designed to capture, store, manipulate, analyze, manage and present special or geographic data. GIS applications are tools that allow users to create interactive queries, analyze spatial information, edit data in maps, and present the result of all these operations. The GIS is usually used to study geologic features, analyze solid and strata, access seismic information, and or create three-dimensional display of geographic features. GIS can be also used as analyze rock information characteristics and identifying the base dam site location. A geographic information system, that is GIS, is a system designed to capture, store, manipulate, analyze, manage and present spatial or geographic data. GIS applications are tools that allow users to create interactive queries, user created searches, analyze spatial information, edit data in maps and present the result of all these operations. GIS can refer to a number of different technologies, processes, techniques and methods. It is attached to many operations and has many applications related to engineering, planning, management, transport, logistics, insurance, telecommunication and businesses. For all that reason, GIS and location intelligence applications can be the foundation for many location enabled services that rely on analysis and visualization. GIS can relate unrelated information by using location as the key index variable. Locations or extent in the Earth space time may be recorded as dates, times of occurrence, and x, y, and z coordinates representing longitude, latitude, and elevation respectively. All Earth-based spatial temporal location and extent references should be relatable to one another and ultimately to a real physical location or extent. This key characteristic of GIS has begun to open new avenues of scientific inquiries. So, talking about mapping where things are, we can map the spatial location of real world and visualize the spatial relationship among them. For example, below we see a map of frac sand mine location and sandstone areas in Wisconsin. We can see visual patterns in the data by determining that frac sand mining activity occurs in a region with a specific type of geology. Mapping quantities. Second one is mapping quantities. People map quantities such as where the most and least are to find places that meet their criteria or to see the relationship between places. For example, below is a map of cemetery location in Wisconsin. The map shows the cemetery location as dots, dot density, and each county is colored coded to show where the most and least are. Third one is mapping densities. Sometimes it is more important to map concentrations or quantity normalized by area or total number. For example, below we have mapped the population density of Manthan, total population counts normalized by the area in square miles for census tract. Fourth one is finding what is inside. We found we can use GIS to determine what is happening or what features is located inside a specific area or region. We can determine the characteristics of inside by creating specific criteria to define an area of interest. For example, below is a map showing a flood event and the tax parcels and buildings in the floodway. We can use tools like CLIP to determine which parcels fall inside the flood event. Further, we can use attribute of the parcel to determine potential cost of property damage. Fifth one, finding what is nearby. We can find out what is happening within a set or distance of a feature or event by mapping what is nearby using geoprocessing tools like buffer. For example, below we see a map of drive times from a central location in the city of Madison. We can use streets as a network and add specific criteria like speed limit and intersections control to determine how far a drive can typically get in 5, 10 or 15 minutes. And last one is mapping change. We can map the change in specific geographic area to anticipate future condition, decide on a course of action, or to evaluate the result of an action or policy. Example below we see land use maps of Barnstable, map showing changes in residential development from 1951 to 1999. Next advantages or modern method is photogrammetry. Photogrammetry is the science of making measurement from photographs. The input to photogrammetry is photographs and the output is typically a map, a drawing, a measurement or a 3D model of some real world object or scenes. Photogrammetry has a long history of use in the surveying and mapping field. Photogrammetry can be used for point measurement or for generating point clouds. Compared to its cheap rival LIDAR, point cloud generation from photogrammetry is cost effective, portable and versatile, so it has always had a loyal following among practitioners. There are two types of photogrammetry: aerial photogrammetry and terrestrial photogrammetry. Aerial photogrammetry is digital, often used in topographical mapping. Begin with digital photographs or video taken from camera mounted on the bottom of an airplane. Photogrammetry is the use of photography in surveying and mapping. It's used to measure distances between objects, and photogrammetry software can utilize images to create 3D rendering. While in its early days it was used mostly for topographic mapping, it's recently been used in a number of unexpected ways. The photogrammetry is a surveying and mapping technique which has several applications in the transportation department. The practice of photogrammetry applications in surveying includes site planning, topographic mapping, earthwork volume estimation for proposed road, a collection of digital elevation models, and image based mapping. The term photogrammetry is the combination of the word photo and meter. It means Measurements from photographs. The classical definition of photogrammetry is it is the art, science, and technology of gathering reliable information regarding any physical object and the complete environment. This technique involves a process of record keeping, measuring, and evaluating terrestrial and aerial photographs. Photogrammetry refers to art because to obtain reliable measurements, it requires specific skills, techniques, and decisions taken by an individual. Photogrammetry is a science and a technology because it uses images and modified it through technology into significant result. The modern photogrammetry involves image reference and image forms different than photographs like radar image. The photogrammetric process consists of proper project planning, image retrieval, image processing, control data for image adjustment, data accumulation and presentation of an end product result. The result of photogrammetric method coordinate values of specific point, a realistic representation of the earth surface, that is topographical map, or a reformed image of the earth surface including map like characteristics, that is orthophoto. Photographs used for photogrammetry are captured from a special metric camera, a typical camera, or from digital sensor. The images are captured and recorded from a tool fixed on satellite, on an aircraft as well as helicopters, or on tripod terrestrial photogrammetry, which is set up and mounted on the ground. This photo, this particular photo is made up take by photogrammetry. You can see how clear it was. So talking about benefit and drawbacks of photogrammetry. So firstly we will start with benefits of photogrammetry. While capturing the aerial photograph, photogrammetry produces an actual and permanent photographic record of a particular condition that exists while capturing images. Since the record has metric properties, it's not only a pictorial record but also it is an accurate measured record. For information that has to be surveyed and re-evaluated, there is no need to perform any expensive fieldwork. The same images we can measure again and can get new information in the very convenient manner. We can quickly remedy the missing information such as inadequate offset for cross sections. It provides a wide map areas so other line studies can perform with the corresponding data source more efficiently than other traditional methods. Photogrammetry presents a broad view of the project field by classifying both topographic and cultural features. It is useful in any locations that are difficult, unsafe, or impossible to access. Photogrammetry is an ideal surveying method for toxic areas where fieldwork may negotiate the safety of the surveying crew. A remarkable benefit of photogrammetry is that the road survey can work without disturbing the traffic by closing lanes or endanger the field stream. Once it captures the road, the analysis of road features, including elevation data, we can do it in the office, not in the actual field. The coordinates of each point of the mapping field can determine with no addition effort of cost. The aerial images are useful for conveying or describing information to the public, state, including federal agency, as well as to other divisions of transportations. Here are some drawbacks of photogrammetry. Climate status such as winds, clouds, haze, etc. affects the aerial photogrammetry process and the images quality. Seasonal states affect the aerial images, that is snow cover will defect the targets and define a false ground impression. Hence there is only a short term period, typically November through March, that is perfect for common purpose aerial photogrammetry. A cleared construction section or a highway that is not blocked by trees is limited to this restriction. This kind of project can fly and photograph. Hidden areas caused by human made objects such as roof of house cannot map with photogrammetry. A known area problem can caused by tree canopy, thick vegetation or a by rugged terrain with sharp inclines. The information hidden from the camera must map with other surveying methods. The top component of photogrammetry, in simple words, photogrammetry has three essential components. They are image control, image acquisition, and product compilation. Image acquisition cover planning the overfight, selecting a relevant camera system, photo capturing, film processing, film review and annotation, printing of paper copies, and images scanning if needed. The image control component involves the process of selecting areas for ground control and targeting, area surveying control details, and aerial triangulations. This component can get eliminated if advanced GPS methodology can solve the photo orientation difficulty without requiring ground control. The product compilation components varies and depends on the quality of the product. Topographic map, ortho photos, and monoscopic updates are all photogrammatic products which are organized in many ways as explained later. So now let's talking about drones. A typical unmanned aircraft is made of light composite material to reduce weight and increase maneuverability. Drones are controlled by a remote ground control system, that is GSC, and also referred to as a ground cockpit. An unnamed aerial vehicle system has two parts, the drone itself and the control system. Drones aerial survey is a method of collecting geomatics or other imagery by using aeroplanes, helicopters, etc. Drones means quantum leap for surveying. They provide eye that can reach and hover above specific sites. Their heights and cameras can be adjusted remotely and equipped with sensors. They can measure, transmit, and store data. Global positioning has created greater interest in geographical information system. According to Drone Analyst, GIS professionals provide a wide variety of land related services like identifying property boundaries, subdividing lands, and surveying construction sites for placement of building. They also produce topographic and hydrologic maps, volumetric calculation for stoke pit, and flood insurance map, among other services. Here are some benefits of drone in surveying. It reduces field time and survey cost. It provides accurate and inexhaustive data, maps otherwise inaccessible areas. The main applications of drone are as follows. Survey drones generate high resolution orthomosize and detailed 3D models of areas where low quality, outdated, or even no data are available. They thus enable cadastral map to be produced quickly and easily, even in complex or difficult to access environments. Surveyors can also extract features from the images such as signs, curves, road makers, fire hydrants, and drains. After post processing with a photogrammetry software, these same images can produce very detailed elevation models, contour lines, and break lines, as well as 3D reconstruction of land sites or buildings. Aerial images taken by drones greatly accelerate and simplify topographic survey for land management and planning. This holds true for site scouting, allotment planning, and designing. as well as final construction of roads, building and utilities. This images also provides the foundation for detailed models of site topography for pre-construction engineering studies. The generated data can also be transferred to any CAD or BIM software so that engineers can immediately start working from the 3D model. As data collection by drones is easily repeatable at low cost, images can be taken at angular intervals and overlaid on a original blueprint to assess whether the construction work is moving according to specifications. High resolution orthophotos enable surveyors to perform highly accurate distances and surface measurements. With 3D modeling software, it is also possible to obtain volumetric measurement from the very same images. This fast and inexpensive method of volume measurement is particularly useful for calculating stocks in mines and quarries for inventory or monitoring purposes. With a drone, surveying can capture many more data points, hence more accurate volume measurement. They can also do this in much safer way than if they had to manually capture the data by going up and down a stock pit. Since drones are capturing the data from above, operations on the site won't be interrupted. This short acquisition time enables capturing a snapshot of specific point in time. The development of increasingly dense and complex urban areas requires intensive planning and therefore time consuming and expensive data collection. Thanks to drone, urban planner can collect large amount of up to date data in short period of time and with far less staff. The image produced in this way allows planner to examine the existing social and environmental conditions of the sites and consider the impact of different scenarios. The next one is direct reading grade rods. Direct reading grade rods or true elevation grade rods, also known as Lenker rod style, is a grade rod with a face that allows the user to set the actual benchmark elevation or any elevation above or below the benchmark into the rod. The actual true elevation above sea level is read on these rods, thus eliminating error caused by adding or subtracting. Since no math is involved, grade shots are much faster than conventional style rods. On most job sites, the bench elevation is typically established by survey and all elevations on that project are above or below the primary bench elevation. The grade rod or leveling rod is a graduated rod used to determine differences in elevation. Direct reading or true elevation, also known as Lenker style, is a grade rod with a movable tape face allowing you to set the actual benchmark elevation or any elevation above or below the bench into the rod. Direct reading or true elevation, also known as Lenker style, is a grade rod with a movable tape face allowing to you set actual benchmark elevation. The actual true elevation above sea level is read on this rod, thus eliminating error caused by adding or subtracting. Since no math is involved, grade shots are much faster than conventional style rods. On most job sites, the bench elevations is typically established by survey and all elevations on that project are above that or below primary bench elevation. The next one is 3D laser scanning. 3D laser scanning is a non-contact, non-destructive technology that digitally captures the shape of physical object using a line of laser light. In other words, 3D laser scanning is a way to capture a physical object's exact size and shape into the computer world as a digital three-dimensional representation. 3D scanning is the process of analyzing a real world object or environment to collect data on its shape and possibility its appearance, for example color. The collected data can then be used to construct digital 3D models. Collected 3D is useful for a wide variety of applications. 3D laser scanning is an increasingly popular tool for collecting vast amount of accurate spatial data within a short amount of time. This makes laser scanners a popular piece of equipment within surveying, film and archaeology companies where on-site time may be restricted. In essence, these scanners collect millions of individual point measurements within a minute. The measurements are then plotted within a single XYZ coordinate system to form a point cloud of the object's external surface. With the addition of GPS data, these points can be geo-referenced and transformed into a global reference system. Multiple data clouds collected from different viewpoints can also be combined using common features in order to create one 3D dataset. For example, a building could be scanned to include all external walls, then registered together to include scan data from inside the building. The resulting 3D data can be used for visualization, modeling, planning in 3D, for example, BIM geomorphological change and heritage project. Additionally, the point cloud data can be exploited in order to take any number of measurements without having to physically take each measurement on site. Furthermore, point cloud data can form the basis of a rich dataset containing more than purely spatial information XYZ. For example, intensity or photographic imagery could be applied to create a colored point cloud, and 3D vector data can be overlaid to map pipes and cables. Laser scanning uses controlled deflection of steered laser beams to measure distance between objects. These rapidly captured measurements are used to construct digital three-dimensional 3D models of objects such as building, landscape and other environments. Surveying allows you to determine with pinpoint accuracy the coordinates and terrestrial position of objects. 3D laser scanning and surveying projects require specific expertise and knowledge of state-of-the-art equipment as well as dimension control and land surveying practices. High definition 3D digital capture technique help minimize operational shutdown and mitigate risk by capturing complete as-built field construction data without causing disruption to operation.